Hi, everybody. This is Wendy here, and I understand that you're having a problem with getting yourself to exercise. We know that working out is really important, and you've made so many commitments and New Year's resolutions because you really want to exercise. I know. You got to go put all those special clothes on. You have to go get some equipment. You got to endure the pain. Well, we're talking about triggers today. This is lesson number 2. And we're talking about the triggers and how we're going to release some of those triggers. Now, for you, you're listening to this because you do feel unmotivated to exercise. Am I right? Yeah? I understand what happens. So, sorry about the wiggle in the video. My cup on the table gave it a little shake there. What we want to do is give you a new trigger. And that trigger is going to happen whenever you think about exercising, when you have a look at your running shoes down there, when you're deciding to go to your gym, whatever those first thoughts are that either lead your brain down a path of like, oh God, especially if you're kind of new at trying to get fit and trying to exercise regularly. Maybe you just kind of fell off the wagon though, and you used to be a exercise nut. So what we want to do is change what happens in those triggers in your brain. So now when you think about exercising, or there's something, you see your gym bags in the back of the car and you're like, oh, I guess I should do that on my way home. Instead of having those bad feelings happen, you're going to have different feelings. So just do this with me right now. Let's explore a little bit. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Let your body relax right now. And just be really honest with yourself. You're going to observe what's happening in your body, in your mind, what you're envisioning. So your eyes are closed, your eyelids are relaxed, and you can feel your jaw relax. Let your arms get kind of heavy and loose and limp. And then put yourself in a situation where you would be thinking about needing to work out. You decided to be a runner, perhaps, and you're thinking about maybe I should just put my shoes on and go for a run. Or you're thinking about going to the gym, or you're thinking, I got to go out and swim my laps, whatever it is. And I want you to notice the first feeling you have when you do that. So what's that first feeling? What are the words that go along with that? What do you say in your mind? Do you kind of debate with yourself a bit and say, well, I really should, but I don't have that much time, and but I need to, I've got to exercise. What is it that happens? Just notice it right now. Okay, so you need to realize that the triggers, which are the time of day you're supposed to exercise, or seeing your gym bag, or your shoes, or deciding that you're going to go to yoga class and you're looking at your yoga mat, were these things triggering negative thoughts, negative feelings, and negative sensations? Now, let's change them. I would like you to go to a moment in time in your imagination that is 3 months in the future. Stay relaxed, keep your eyes wonderfully closed, everything heavy and loose and limp. Just float or fly or run or dance your way to 3 months in the future. All the way to 3 months in the future, let your feet touch down and notice where you are at this moment in the future. Now, at this moment in the future, and you allow your subconscious mind to absorb this, to allow it to be true for you, and to have all the feelings, sensations, and beliefs that go along with it. At this moment in the future, you've been exercising for 3 months. You have learned to love to exercise. You love the way it makes you feel. Your brain is sharper, your body feels good, you can breathe easier. You've lost some weight and you've gained some muscle, and you know that your metabolism is right on. You feel good every time you exercise. You get those endorphins flowing, you get dopamine, and it feels so good. If you became a runner, maybe you get a runner's high. If you're working out at the gym, maybe it's that awesome feeling of pushing weights and lifting weights and moving with those machines. If it's a class you're going to, maybe you just love the music and the movement and the dance exercise. Now, take your thumb and finger on your hand, either hand, and just touch your thumb with your first finger and rub it in little circles. We're going to create a new trigger, a new feeling. We're going to anchor these feelings with that thumb and finger. So find out what the best feeling is about having exercised for 3 months. What is the best feeling? And just give it words. Good. How do you feel about yourself after 3 months of exercising so regularly and loving it every day? How do you feel about yourself? Just keep your thumb and finger moving. Put words to it. What is the best thing about having exercised for 3 months regularly and loving it? What is the best thing about it? Put some words to that and keep rubbing your thumb and finger together. Good. Okay, now just relax. Put your hand down. And notice the statements and the words that you just created. Let those statements and words have power to make you feel physically the desire and the love of exercising. Let those words fill your body with all the desire and the happiness and the excitement to get out there and do a workout. You allow this to happen. You want this to happen. And so it is. Now bring your awareness back to your body, back to my voice, and back to the room. On the count of 3, you'll be wide awake and clear-headed. Ready? Deep breath now. 1, 2, 3. Good. Open your eyes. Wow, what did you do? Did you have fun? Just take a moment to notice what it was. It was the best feeling ever, what the best thing about it, what you really loved the most. And what we did is we created some new reactions in your brain and in your body and in the physical sensations. Then we anchored them by touching the thumb and finger together, creating just that little anchor for now. So now the trigger is still your gym bag, your running shoes. Looking at the time, class starts in 30 minutes. I have time to get there. I do want to go. Yeah, I do. All these things are triggers that are now anchored. Now, this was a very short session. I'm not saying that this one is going to fix everything. It might, but you might need a more intensive approach depending on what your situation is. Like, are you really, really overweight? Do you just never exercise? Or maybe you just need a boost. You're in pretty good shape, but you just need to get back in the rhythm of it and make it irresistible, right? So down in the text, there is a program called Zen of Thin. It has in it, I love to exercise. In this I love to exercise session, it has changed people so much. They just become like runners and stuff. So when I started running many years ago, this was, oh God, probably 25 years ago or some 30 years ago. I hadn't been exercising a lot, but I wanted to find out why people love being a runner. So got some fancy shoes I did and some clothes. And I had my Walkman, this is how long ago it was, with a cassette tape, and I put it around my arm and I listened to Bruce Springsteen. It's a very good lesson about triggers and how we anchor things. So that was on my arm, so, Velcroed on there. And then I would press play and first song that came on was Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. So I got out there on the street and I started running. I was like, damn, this is hard. And I think I went like 1/8 of a mile. I said, I'll just go to that lamp post right there. And I ran. And I was struggling. Each day I ran and I put on the music because that helped anchor that feeling and trigger that need to go out and run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Highways jammed with broken heroes on a last chance power slide. When I hear that song now, it makes me want to run. I'm not a runner anymore, but it makes me want to run still after that many years, decades. Okay, so now the next day I said, I'm going to go past that lamppost and I'm going to go to that curbside, whatever, So maybe it was twice as far. It still was not very far. But I did that. I made it. Then I'd walk back home. And each time I just increased a little bit. Well, there was one of the times that I was running and I got runner's high. I freaking wouldn't stop. I was running on a trail by a lake and I just went, I think I went like 5 miles, which for me was a miracle because I previously was only really a couple miles that I would run. I couldn't stop. Unfortunately, I got shin splints after that because I just wasn't in the good enough shape to be running that far, but I couldn't stop. It was so great. It was a wonderful feeling to get to that point where you don't have to force yourself. You just don't stop. Keep going. Having the same music on my arm in a cassette tape with Bruce Springsteen really moved me forward. That was what I was anchoring, was the feeling that connected with that music. And that's what was triggering me to want to run. Even though I was clearly not born to run, but I did it anyway. It was kind of cool. So I want you to get the Zenothin. There's a discount down there and you'll get Love to Exercise, but you get a lot of other cool things too that'll help you eat really healthy, nutritious foods and, stick to your plan if you're on a food plan. So anyway, that's it. That's what I'm doing for you. Yet tomorrow's lesson number 3. Be sure to watch your inbox for lesson number 3 and I will see you there. Bye-bye.